Isaac. Today we are going to remove the connecting rod from the old piston. We got new pistons and sleeves. They didn't come with a connecting rod, but we're going to use these old ones. Now if you look carefully at this, this is in 3. There would be a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. You have to make sure that you put them all together in the right spot. This is a 2. This has 2, 2. You have to make sure you put them in the right spot, and you also have to make sure that this is put back the way you got it out. So, done. Now we got one out. Now we got to do the other side, which you do the same thing.
Isaac.
Oops. Gotta kind of squeeze this tight and then. Whoa.
You gotta stay straight on it.
And a little tricky. There we go. Okay. Now we should.
Drive the bushing out. I don't know how.
Using this dowel. Did that move?
There, everybody. There you go. Keep it. There you go.
Put those down and just.
There you
So. Set.
go. Okay, straight.
This one's a little different of a pin down. Wait, it's different. Can I try the other side? Well, I got both of them.
Isaac,
Not
here
just
you go.
right.
Take that out. No, don't hit it. Just take that out.
Yeah, that one seems to be a little different. Actually. Stamp? Because the other one looks, yeah, the stamp's a little different, not kidding. Number 2 is a little different. Can I keep this one up like this? Today we're going to open our new sleeve from yesterday's tractors.
Yep, so we got new pistons and sleeves. We're gonna open one of them.
We got all of them out and threw them in the freezer for a couple of days just to make them shrink so they fit into the floppies here.
Well, we shouldn't need to. We'll find out.
Well, hopefully they're the right size. You should measure your block cylinder holes to make sure they're right, because if you buy
So it looks
ones
like
that
it looks like
to
it comes
measure
with a
the
new
size,
pin.
because if
And it looks like, so we got a new piston, the rings come pre-installed. I think we're gonna have to take it out to put the connecting rods in anyway, so.
we were test fitting one of the cylinders into a block, you want to make sure that you measured everything so that when you buy the thing, you want to make sure it fits in correctly, otherwise you'll have to buy another one. So that one fits in that one.
Well,
We're
you
wearing
should
it
test it, all your holes, to make sure it drops in. So it should just drop in pretty close to flush. I think the manual says 3 thousandths. It can be up 3 to 5 thousandths. It's a little high. I want to, before we seat these for good, we're gonna clean this out really well, because you want to make sure there's absolutely no debris, anything that's going to cause it to sit up. You gotta get the lower part too, for the bottom of the pretty thin too.
So how do we know if it's none of the rust is coming out?
None of the rust is going to come off. That's not what's going to be out.
Oh. trying to get out of dirt.
So when they come shipped, the pistons come in the sleeves. So we just had to push the pistons out of the sleeves. Make sure that you don't interchange pistons and sleeves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one at a time so I don't get them in the wrong spot.
Okay, we are going to install the new O-ring. The manual specifically says to use soap, the consistency of jelly. So we're going to put this and it should make it expand.
Well, it shouldn't make it expand. So basically, they say that these rings, and this is the seal for your new piston sleeve, that any petroleum-based product will make it swell and seal tighter, and we want to make sure that's not the case. So we have soft soap. We'll see how this works. And if you look inside here, you can see there is a groove in the bottom hole for where the piston sleeve is going to go. So we're going to put a little soap on this, a liberal amount of soap on this. You gave
Small screwdriver?
no, come here. No, I don't need a screwdriver. So we're going to get that nice and soaped up. We're going to try to insert this in here. I've already test fit this cylinder and sleeve to know that it fits.
Which is good.
Yeah, you want to do that before you put your seals in, because otherwise you have to get sleeve pulled to get it out and you could ruin it. So make sure that there's copious amounts of soap on the bottom there. And now I've got my new sleeve, which I did test fit. I'm going to wipe it all down, make sure these are really, really, really clean. I got soap on my hands, so maybe that'll help. Especially where it seats underneath this lip right at the top of the cylinder. You want to make sure that's very clean because it's got to fit really tight. And then right at the bottom, also make sure it's really fits nice and clean. All right, will that leave?
It smells like soap too, so.
It's because Dad has soapy hands probably. Or maybe because the soap.
So we're gonna put that right there. And now, they say you should be able to just do this by hand. We'll find out. It does fit, I know. It's a little tougher with the studs being in here. Alright, it is in there hard, and so now we need some persuasion.
Should we use the roll of tape then?
Hear that? Solid. You can hear it echo. And they say this lip can be maybe 3/1000ths. The manual has a tolerance on it. That's pretty, it's not quite flush, but it says it'll sit up just a touch. Just, it can't be excessive, whatever that means.
3,000.
So, first sleeve in, 3 more to go. The other thing is make sure when you're doing this that you don't get the pistons mixed up with the different sleeves. So the pistons that come with each sleeve go to that sleeve. You don't want to mix and match. Go.
Okay, we are going to put these rods back, or put these rods into the new cylinder, the new pistons, and put them into the new cylinders.
So
After we get the other cylinder.
we've got the number 1 sleeve in, and so to make sure that we keep these in order and we don't mix them up, all of the the new cylinders we're going to put on to the new connecting rods as we put the sleeves in. So
Do we need to clean these?
the number 1 sleeve is in, so I'm going to put it on the number 1 connecting rod. The kids showed it a little earlier, but there's a marking on them. They're numbered, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put the number 1 cylinder onto the number 1 connecting rod. Now, there are no, we don't have connecting rod bushings. We don't have new connecting rod bushings, but
We have new pins.
there's a little bit of play. It's probably a touch out of spec. If we were to put new connecting rod bushings in, you'd have to rehone them. They come undersized, and we are not going to go through the trouble of that at this time
We have
for what we want to do with this particular tractor. So here we go. We got to put this in. What do you want to tell them, Isaac?
we got new pins of leaves. We pulled out.
ones.
And
You should get 2. One goes on each side, as you probably saw when we removed them.
So I'll make sure these are pretty clean. Gabriel, can you go grab me
No,
a
these are dirty.
that
They're
rag off the
greasy.
top of the
These are
block,
greasy.
please?
They're icky. Otherwise, no.
All right, and then we're going to slide this in, and then just slide the connecting rod together.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
No lose those. Alright, well, you could probably.
A little bit of grease in there. I'll make sure that these are nice
Wait, are those old?
and clean. These are new. Okay, hold this, please.
No, these
All right, can you line that puppy up?
Does 4, I 5.
No, it doesn't matter which way it goes.
Sarah? No.
I'm just gonna put that.
All right, so now you push this in,
So now it's
and we're going to put in, Gabe, we're going to put in your new spring clips. So to do this,
I need pliers. Like we removed them except for squashing them in. I think that's a little harder too. Is the pin all the way through? Just a little. Get rid of this too, Dan.
where'd it go?
Yeah, because this.
All right, we are gonna put these springs in, and there's a little groove. You got to get them to line up in there so that spring goes in, and now you flip it over. You got to push the connecting rod down. Gabe, you want to do this one? Can you do it? Get it nice and straight. Squeeze it all the way in. You just got to get her started. There you go.
We're going to use the
There you go.
old pins, Dad.
Push it down.
No.
Push it down with the pliers. I don't want it to spring up and get you.
Almost in.
Put your glasses on.
There you go. Good job. All right. So now we've got that piston on the connecting rod. You can feel it's not. It's a little sloppy. If it were brand new, this wouldn't tip so easy. If we had had redone the connecting rod bushing, it doesn't really have any play to speak of. We put it on the calipers. It shows about 3 thousandths of gap, which is a touch high, but it's not too bad considering
It
what
shouldn't
we're
affect
working
it
with.
much either. So we got this one done. Now we're just gonna do the same thing to the other ones.
Yep. Put it.
Good.
You could make it.
Here's the door. The door. Let's go. There's a ring. There's a ring. Is that logo? Pepper. Can you? Oh, excuse me. I'm just asking if
Thank you for watching another episode of Roz Tractors. We'll finish putting in these cylinders, and the next step after that is putting in the pistons.
Click like and subscribe.